I love this book's title. Little Miss Stoneybrook and Dawn. She's not important, but we gotta put her name in there somewhere. Let's just slap it on to the end.
Argofunk Book Review, Argofunk Book Review.
We start off on a weird note. Dr. Johansson calls the club and asks Claudia to babysit for her. All of the other girls get super angry and jealous of Claudia, because even though they're best friends forever, it takes very little for them to start clawing at each other. So all the jealous girls start bragging about how great they are. Christy brags about book 3, Marianne brags about book 4, and Dawn brags about the time she saved 2 kids from a fire in California. Whoa, back up, girl. When did this happen? Like, Dawn rescued 2 kids from a burning building and we've never heard of this before? Why didn't Dawn bring this up when Christy was vetting her as a bad babysitter? I demand more information about Dawn's superhero escapades. Mallory and Jessie are inducted into the club, and Dawn is kind of mad because she wasn't given an induction ceremony. It was more like, hey, you want to be in the club? Yeah. Cool, you're in, let's have pizza. At the next Babysitters Club meeting, we learn there's a pageant in town for girls 5 to 8. Our heroes hate pageants because they're sexist, outdated monstrosities. What matters is how smart a girl is, not how pretty she is. Sadly, these complaints are just feminist lip service, and the girls almost immediately change their minds about pageants.
Sexist? Who'd want to do a dumb thing like being a pageant? A little girl might. I can see how it might be glamorous to be up on stage in a fancy dress. True, I guess a pageant could be sexist, but fun.
That is literally all the convincing it takes to get our heroes to become obsessed with the pageant. Babysitters Club, oh. So, all of the main Babysitters Club members get their own kids to be in the pageant. Dawn gets Mallory's sisters, Christy gets her stepsister Karen, Marianne gets Myra Perkins, and Claudia gets Charlotte Johansson. Naturally, there's a separate chapter for each girl, because reading the same basic thing 4 times in a row is super interesting. Mallory's sisters are Claire and Margot. Dawn helps them pick out clothes and discover their special talents. Claire's talent is singing Popeye the Sailor Man, while Margot's talent is peeling a banana with her feet. Yeah, they're not gonna win this pageant, even with 3 chapters of pageant practice. Naturally, the babysitters get super intense about the competition. They try to spy on each other, and they refuse to say what their kids are doing in the competition, because that might give one kindergartner an edge over the others, yeah. On pageant day, with no prompting at all, the Babysitters Club members decide that pageants are silly, and it doesn't matter who wins. Yeah, 70 pages of build-up, all for nothing. Don't you just love this series? So we have the pageant, which was pretty entertaining actually, especially because the girls made snarky comments the whole time, and it was funny because the kids messed up in humorous ways. For example, Claire ignores the judges in order to wave to her parents, and Margot freezes up when she gets a question about 2010, which was 6 years ago at this point. The winner of the pageant ends up being a professional who does pageants for a living. So really, none of our heroes had a chance of winning the pageant in the first place. The book ends with the Babysitters Club girls becoming friends again, and Claire asks if she can be in another pageant. Ha ha, no. The subplot of this book is about Dawn's brother Jeff. Books 11 through 13 all had a chapter about Jeff getting in trouble in school. He's always fighting and complaining that he wants to move back to California with Dad. Now that we're finally at the next Dawn book, we can properly address Jeff's issues. So what happens? Well, Jeff gets in trouble in school and he wants to go back to California, just like the last 3 books. Only this time, Mom is all,
Sure, I'll get the paperwork filled and send you away immediately.
And that's it. 3 books of build-up, and everything is resolved in Chapter 2. We've got 2 other chapters with Jeff, one where he's excited about leaving, and then the one where he actually does leave for good. Dawn and Mom are sad about the situation, but they pull through and help support each other. It was surprisingly strong and emotional, but sadly it was totally out of place in an otherwise jokey pageant book about peeling bananas with your feet. The end. Post-book follow-up? You know what would make this book 5 times better, instantly? If the Babysitters Club members were the ones in the pageant. That would be so much more interesting to see them as pageant girls, rather than seeing them turn into pageant moms for no reason. So why isn't Mallory helping her sisters in the pageant? Well, Dawn is this book's narrator. She needs her own kids to be the focus of the book. And for another thing, Mallory is pretty outspoken against pageants. Gee, that's the first time in her life that Mallory's been outspoken about anything. She's basically the new Mary Ann. Actually, I thought it was funny when Mallory was complaining about pageant girls only caring about looks instead of being smart like doctors, lawyers, and authors. I see what you did there, author. Cute. Speaking of complaints, Dawn complains that people on the East Coast eat disgusting things like meat and white rice. Yuck! Did I mention she doesn't represent all West Coasters? Because we have white rice on the West Coast too, and hamburgers are delicious. Overall, this is an okay book. It's funny, yeah, but it feels like the book was originally written as a serious competition, then Anne Martin changed her mind and rewrote the book as more of a joke. It would have been a lot funnier if Dawn treated the pageant as a joke from the beginning. And as I said earlier, the Jeff subplot did not fit in with the rest of the book at all. They should have shoehorned that storyline into a different, more serious book. I give Babysitter's Club number 15, Little Miss Stoneybrook, and Dawn, a 4 out of 10.